Hey fam, it's Tams. We are cooking chicken kadu today.
All right, so what are we gonna do next? What's our first step?
Okay, so we have a huge pot because it's basically chicken soup. We have a huge pot currently on medium heat. And then we got a little bit of olive oil in the pot just to start to get heated there. So the first ingredient that goes into the pot is about 2 small onions. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Now, as everybody knows, I'm from the island of Guam, and this is something I grew up with.
Representing, showing that shirt. All right.
Crown Guam. So, you know, I've watched my mom, I watched, you know, family members cook chicken kadu, and I mean, it's just a staple growing up. It's comfort food. It pairs really good with our finadeni. Make sure you check our finadeni video as well. So we got the onions cooking, and we're gonna saute that with about maybe 2 tablespoons of garlic. We like our garlic. So as that cooks down, we want to go ahead and saute the onions and garlic until they become translucent. Okay, so as the garlic and onions cook down, the next step would be to add chicken. So today we're using chicken thighs and chicken legs. We like that brown meat. So you'll just place that in the pot. And since we're cooking a big pot, we're using about 3 chicken thighs and about 3 legs. And what we want to do is cook and brown that and sear it on the outside. So once you put your chicken in the pot, we're gonna go ahead and add some salt to taste, and then we're gonna also add some black pepper. So again, we're just browning the chicken on the outside. Once we fill the pot with water, the chicken will boil and cook through.
All right, so we'll get back to you guys when the chicken is brown, right?
Yep.
All right, guys, so we have the chicken browned on one side. She's gonna flip them over. And all you're trying to do is get that nice brown on there. Probably need to
turn down the heat a little bit. It's a little bit too high, so I mean, really, we're just wanting to brown the outside.
Guys, so we got the chicken, and it's pretty much browned on both sides.
Yeah, just a nice sear, just to lock in the juices of that chicken.
And another thing to note is when she initially flipped it, she seasoned the other side. Be sure to season both sides on that.
Right.
All right, so now we're gonna add the water, and you said you don't really measure, you just pour it in there to the chicken's covered.
I mean, it could be about, I would say about 8 quarts of water, but
depends on your pot size. It's gonna depend on how much chicken you're using, so let's just put it in there and see.
Yeah, we don't measure.
Just right to the top of the chicken, right?
Right. So as long as the chicken is pretty much covered.
That's almost perfect.
Almost perfect. Let's put a little bit more. Okay. So just a tad bit more, just to make sure that the chicken is fully submerged.
Okay, now do we want to turn the stove back up and get this thing cooking?
Yeah.
We're hungry, guys, so excuse us for speeding up the process here. Let's get it going.
So turn up the heat so it can start to boil. So again, you already season the chicken with salt and pepper, just to have the broth of the soup more flavorful. I do like to add chicken bouillon to it, and this is the best kind that I found at the Asian market. I can't pronounce It's Lee Kum Ki brand, so this is a good version of chicken bouillon. So I would just add a couple of scoops of that just to add a little bit more flavor.
All right, so we got that in there. We're gonna get our chicken back boiling.
Yeah.
And we will be with you guys in a little bit.
Okay, so as the chicken starts to boil, a lot of the fats are gonna rise to the top of the water. So in Chamorro, we call that manteca fats. So what you would do is just skim the water and remove a lot of those excess fats in there, and this just keeps your broth clean. And you'll do this, you know, you'll continue to stir the chicken as it cooks, but you definitely don't miss doing this part. Remove all that excess fat.
All right, anything else you want to tell them right now?
Also, after you remove the manteca from the pot, you can go ahead and also just go ahead and taste the broth of the Kadu, just to check and see if you need to add more salt or a little bit more pepper as well. So that's one option, and that's pretty much it. So check again. Okay, so the chicken has been boiling for about 30 minutes. It's fully cooked through. We had some large chicken thighs in there, so it took a little bit longer. So once the chicken is done, the next step is to add our vegetables. So for my Kaddon Mannok, we are using bok choy. Add the bok choy to the Kadu.
And we got it in pretty big pieces, but that'll wilt up. I mean, the stalk part won't, but the leaves will wilt up.
And you really just want to more blanch the vegetables because you still kind of want that crunchiness to it. And so we'll let that cook for a little bit. Not too long, just maybe a minute, just to blanch the vegetables. So once that's through, the next step is to add coconut milk. Well, this is what gives the Kaddon Mannok that creaminess to the soup.
And we want to turn the heat off first, right?
Not yet. So we'll add that and then turn off the heat.
Stuff is thick.
It's thick, yeah. I find that this particular brand also is the best kind of coconut milk. It's very rich and it has a good flavor to it. So you just pour that. You just pour that in.
Well, it's not sweet anyway.
It's not too sweet, yeah. You're not looking for dessert.
I had to try it.
Yeah. So anyways, so you pour that in, and if you can look in the pot, it adds more of a creamy broth to that. Okay, so the biggest tip is once you add the coconut milk into the Kaddon Mannok, we're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat because you don't want the milk to cook because it will curd and everything.
So we don't need to put any kind of lid on it, just let it cool down.
Just let it cool down, you know, mix well into the chicken broth, and as that cools down, you know, also the vegetables get cooked down as well. So pretty much there you have it. Chicken Kadu, or in my Chamorro language, Kaddon Mannok.
And I'm going to show you just an added bonus because it's good. But these are the noodles, rice noodles, right?
Yeah, they're vermicelli noodles. They're bean noodles.
I like it over that versus...
Yeah, typically you would eat it over rice, but you know...
I like it better over the noodles.
But yeah, it's basically chicken soup. You can do noodles, you can do rice, and then the next step is to enjoy and eat.
All right, y'all, so we are going to give it a taste test.
Oh, don't forget. Finadeni. This is like a must when you're eating Kaddon Mannok.
Or anything, I guess.
Or any kind of chamorro dish. This is, again, a staple in my culture as far as adding an extra level of flavor.
And we put, I see some tomatoes in there. They're down at the bottom. They've been soaking a while.
Yeah, so please check out our chamorro finadeni video on how to make that.
All right, let's taste it.
Okay.
Chicken's good. Let's taste a piece of the bok choy.
Again, this is like comfort food for me growing up. On a cold day, you know, my mom had this cooking, and you know, typically us chamorros eat it with rice, but this is something different. Nate likes it better with the noodles. So
I was trying to say something, but my mouth was full. I was just gonna say a cold day. So obviously after you left Guam, a cold day for you in Guam's like 65, right?
Well, still, you know, we have those breezy days.
65 is cold.
60s. I'm still not used to the cold. But anyways, well, that's pretty much it. We'll continue enjoying our dinner tonight. But thank you for joining us, watching us cook Kaddon Mannok, chicken kadu. Basically, it's chicken soup. Be sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you can be notified with future videos we uploaded. So anyways,
we are
out.